What's going on, beautiful people? It's 5 AM and we have got a lot to get through today. So yeah, we've got a lot of tanks running, we've got a lot of maintenance needs doing. You know, these are just normal routine jobs, but if you don't keep on top of them, then they get really bad in no time at all. And before you know it, all your tanks look like rubbish. So if you do have multiple tanks, I say do like something every day to at least one of them. So for me, it's a little bit different because I've got so many tanks that if I just did one every day, it wouldn't be enough. So I normally have to do about 3 or 4 tanks per day just to keep on top of everything. But that does work. That does seem to be the right sort of balance for me. Now, the main one that needs sorting at the moment is the Blue Acara one. Obviously, we've got the babies down here. I'll give you a little update in a minute. Everything's going absolutely perfect, and they're like little baby fish now. They're not, don't even look like fry. But yeah, I need to sort this out. I haven't disturbed it at all because I didn't want to interfere. I didn't want to cause the mum to like react and eat the fry or whatever, or freak out. So I've just left it. It's now day, it's probably day 12 since they first appeared as eggs, but they've been swimming now for about 5 days, so I feel like we can, not that area, they're still in that area, I'll stay out of there, but I'll just clean up the rest of the tank where I can. Because look, this is what we've got dirty glass, we've got some stuff on the substrate down here, we've got, on the background plants as well, we've got more sort of string fluffy algae, but on this wood is the main amount of algae, and that's obviously because it's right underneath the light. But it's okay, that sort of stuff is so easy to come off. You just suck it with a hose or maybe a little bit of a brush. But the good thing is, this is all... Hello. You think it's food time, and it is food time. I'm going to feed you, and I'm going to feed the babies again. Right, guys, come and get it then. Here's yours. What I like to do is just do a big pinch, put it in the water so it goes soft and clumps together, and then just let it sort of go. There we go. And they'll get it. Whoa! Bang, bang, bang. Come on then. Bit more on my finger there. Now obviously that's no good down here for the mother, so I'll just do another one down here as well. Try to let it go deep enough so that it doesn't get caught in the flow and actually falls. There we go. It's quite a lot, but I'm deliberately overfeeding the tank at the moment. There we go, good girl. The mum needs to stay nice and, you know, energized. She's going to be defending, she's going to be on point all the time. And you know what they say, happy wife, happy life. Just a real quick one. In the last video, I told you guys that we've got the hoodies back in stock, and I mentioned to you the best way to support the channel is to buy some merch, as well as obviously watching it. I mean, that's number one. But yeah, so many of you bought them. I'm so glad you did it. It really makes me feel happy to know that you're enjoying them and you liked them. And don't forget, we've also got the Timmy colour in stock as well. This one's the second biggest selling on the channel, so I know you guys like this one. Remember, Christmas coming up, really good gift for someone or yourself. They're really chunky and like snuggly, so yeah, just if you fancy one, give it an order. I'll put a link above, click it. I've got other stuff as well, just take a look. So we can see down here, look, we've got all the little babies. They're still, from what I can tell, they're all still there. She's just staying back at the moment, but they're starting to get a little bit more adventurous, and they're coming further out now. Not at the moment, because I'm right here, but there we go, let's get in there a little bit. There we go, so you can see like they're just sort of doing their own sort of things. I'm saying sort of a lot. And mum just stands back and just makes sure that they don't stray too far. If they do stray too far, she's on it. She like goes and grabs them quick or scares off any danger that's about. It's so cool to see. The parental instincts of these cichlids is just insane. Look, she spotted me now. There we go, look, she's coming out. She picked that one up with her mouth. She's going to go and put it back there in a pile. That's so cool, isn't it? How amazing is that? Like nature. Wow. But yeah, let's get this tank cleaned up a bit. It's got like a horrible yellowness to it, and most of that is the diatom algae, so it should look good in just a second. there we go. That is looking so much better already, isn't it? All that sort of substrate in the front here. There's just a few bits on it. I didn't go for like a deep clean because I didn't want to mess around in there for too long. So mother's staying over in that corner still. Now the fish are starting to, you know, the fry, look, they're starting to swim a lot higher. You can see them there now. Look at that. They're right up. Now that's right near the filter intake. So I've also added, on the recommendation of you guys, look, that filter floss. I've cable tied it over the entrance part. Entrance? Is that the right word? Entry point for the filter. So we're still getting good flow. This is all coming along, see? But there's no danger to the fish getting sucked up, because they are going to get sucked up inevitably, aren't they? I mean, they haven't got a clue at the moment, bless them. So that is that tank progressing nicely. Hopefully those babies are going to get big nice and quickly. I'm power feeding, like I say, so they should get on some size reasonably fast. I mean, it's not going to be that quick, is it? They're so small at the moment. It's taken so long for my crebensis to get to the size they're at now. So I'm expecting, well, a good few months at least before they'll have like recognisable fish type. But then I'm no expert with this, so I could be completely wrong. We also set up another tank recently, which I need to do some sort of maintenance doing, a little update for you, and that is the Red Plants Better Fish tank. And here it is, look. So the fish doing absolutely fantastic. Ghost or Phantom or Casper or whatever you guys want to call him, because he's just like, he's one of those fish that can have multiple names. But yeah, his tank overall is doing perfect. The water level's down low. And the filters basically stopped working. Remember, I packed it out with filter floss to make sure that the flow wasn't too fast. Now in doing so, obviously it's polished the water perfectly, but it's got a bit too clogged up, so I need to take a little bit out from it, like, and not so much packed in there, because that's too quickly the flow's gone down to basically nothing. But the water is looking quality, isn't it? And the only issue I'm seeing at the moment in those background plants there, look, we can see that, come on, out of the way, we can see that thread algae. That is from that was previously on the plants already. So the way around, he really wants to be in the camera, doesn't he? I don't blame him. Look at how gorgeous he is. Got a kind of grumpy, angry face on him, hasn't he? What are you looking at? Get away. But yeah, back to the plants. The plants, absolutely healthy. To get rid of that stuff on there, I'm just going to cut them off. Just get rid of it. It's too much effort to try and get rid of a couple of bits of threads. It's easier just to cut the whole plant away. But yeah, to be honest, that's the only issue in that corner there. Everywhere else, all the plants are looking really healthy and good. The red is still staying. Now, a lot of you are thinking that the plants are going to turn green because it's not got high light. It's got enough light for the plants to be red. And remember, all these plants were grown in low light as well. Low to medium light, that is. And that's what this light is. I've put it to 50%, but it's still strong, look. And that's enough. We don't need any more than that. It's enough to illuminate the fish and just make the whole tank look so good, doesn't it? But I need to top it up now and sort out that filter and just hack off those plants. There we go, the tank's looking like new again. It's going to look awesome in no time. I mean, those plants have already grown to the surface and it's only been a week. So that right there is a really good example of a new setup that doesn't require a lot of maintenance. When you've got it right, it shouldn't really need a huge amount of time spent on it in the first week or so. What was that, 20 minutes? Not even that, to be honest, probably 15. Now the tank behind me is the African aquarium tank. That's in like the other side where it's gone through an ugly phase. It's doing really well, but it still needs some attention. I haven't done anything to it for like weeks now, so it does explain why it's, I mean, it's not bad, don't get me wrong, but there's a few things that look a bit grimy. So for instance, the glass, not too bad actually. If I come to the side, it probably now will look really bad. No, not too bad at all. There's barely anything on the glass. Plants, to be honest, are looking fantastic as well. There is absolutely no issue. There's no algae going on. You know, they all just look so good, so vibrant and fresh. The only issue I'm seeing at the moment is, do you remember I put this water lettuce on the top here? Yeah, it's gone nuts. So what it's done is created a wall all the way across. So we've got super fresh water this side that's going down into this, you know, surface skimmer on the filter. Then come over the other side, no flow at all. So we've got a biofilm. Now the biofilm isn't, oh, I feel some good warmth coming off it. Oh, that's why. There's a heating thing there. Forgot. Sorry. Yeah, this little bit of biofilm, it's not, you know, bad, it's not dangerous. It's a bit unsightly, but it stops a little bit of gas exchange from the water, so ideally you want to get rid of it. Now the reason it's done that is because, look, over here we can see the trimmings that we've got off this crystal wart here is actually just, or Riccia moss, has just sort of blocked it all. So just clean that pipe out, will do that. But also, that's way too many floating plants. I'm going to take out the bigger ones, like these huge ones here, and just stick with the smaller ones and let them sort of grow and repeat that cycle. I don't need these absolutely huge ones. They do make, turn that back up, do make some really nice underwater root systems though, don't they? That looks so natural, doesn't it? And the fish really like sort of swimming in around it all as well. I mean, it's providing cover for them, and what fish doesn't like cover, let's be honest. But we can't just leave it, we can't just let them get bigger and bigger, because before you know it, the whole surface will be covered, everything will be dark, and I'll just stop enjoying the tank. So hang on, let me adjust the lighting so you can see how I'm seeing it. Right, that's exactly how it is at the moment, which is a good level, let's be honest. So if I just take out some of the biggest ones, it'll look really good. Still got the nice tint going on. Fish are all super happy. Look at the amount of fry we've got there. Well, they're not fry anymore, are they? They're juveniles. There's so many. It's because I just touched the surface. They all think there's food coming. Daddy again. He also thinks there's food coming. No aggression. No aggression so far. Maybe there won't be. Because they've all grown up together, haven't they? And they're used to these numbers in the tank. Or there's going to be, like, Gladiator later on. I don't know. And there we go, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I love it when you get a big tank like this that you can just sort out in 15 minutes. When you get into that zone, oh, it's absolutely awesome. It means you can spend more time actually just enjoying the tank rather than constantly like having to clean it and maintain it. Now, you normally get into this state about a month and a half to 2 months into it being set up. Right about the time I break it down. No, I'm joking. I'm trying to keep tanks going longer. That's why I'm clearing some space back there with the smaller tanks to bring in bigger ones. I just like bigger tanks a lot more. I just get more enjoyment out of them. The smaller tanks, they're done so fast and I get them balanced quite quickly, and it's just a bit like, oh, done. Bigger tanks you can add more fish to and that kind of thing. So I really do like a 4-foot tank. It's absolute favourite. Second place is probably the 60 centimetre 2-foot tanks. Now, as much as I am loving this aquarium, it definitely needs something else adding to it. I'm going to go to the fish shop today and have a look and see what they got there. Maybe pick something out. So look out for that in a future video because it's going to be cool. I'm looking for the male Congo tetras, of course. But what about some of the small catfish you can get from Africa as well? So it might be interesting to look at something like that. Oh, look how good that shot is. How good does that look? Love it. So it's been another 24 hours since I showed you Electric Blue Acara tank. Now the babies are still doing well. I kind of feel like there's less of them though, but that could be just my mind playing tricks on me. They do stay quite still sometimes when you go close, so it's hard to tell if there is just as many or if some are still swimming. It's really hard to tell. And here we go, look, fortunately they're quite close to the front here so we can see. but there is quite a lot swarming still. I don't know, initially after they first started becoming free swimming, I felt like there were hundreds and hundreds, and now I feel like there's only 100. But then it could be that the mother's got a lot of them in her mouth and she's just moving locations, to be honest. It's just so hard to tell or know what to do. Actually, there is tons in there, isn't there? Look at them all. Yeah, I think we're doing fine. I'm just panicking. I'm overthinking the situation, I think, because obviously last time with the Bolivian rams, I actually lost the fry, didn't I? So I think this time I'm being sort of overly cautious because of what happened before. Oh, there we go. Look, that's a better shot. Yeah, there's definitely loads. Whoa, Mum was just seeing them off then big time. So yeah, I'm being way too overly cautious. I just need to chill out, sit back and let this thing happen. It's all going to plan, isn't it? It's all going to plan. I think what it is, guys, is I just really, really want this to work, you know? Just before I switch the camera on, I'm thinking, scoop some out, put them in a tank of their own. That might still be an option. Let me know what you think. They do seem to be getting on fine. I'm just being a little bit too overcautious, I think. It's a big tank and the other two are kept right over in the other corner by the mum, so we should be okay. But I'll tell you something that is absolutely flying and I'm not worried about at all. That is the no filter bowl behind me. This is the most successful no filter setup I've ever done, if I'm honest. I've not done anything to it now for ages, apart from top it up, and I trimmed the plants last time. That's it, it's just flying, it looks so good as well, and the roots are really working their way into that sort of substrate layer I made. I did my newish sort of method of putting just aqua soil in the bags and underneath the sand, and as a result, it's just, well, it's just perfect. There's zero algae, the water's perfectly clear, and the fish seem so happy. And the shrimp as well, the shrimp too. Yeah, just look at this. Right, first of all, come down here. Look at those roots. That's all from the pearlweed, making its way down into the substrate system. Now, in here I had, you can just about see down there, look. So there's the bag that had the aqua soil. Then we've got the gravel on top, sand on top of that. All the roots making their way down. It's almost like they know where the sort of nutrient layer is. Now, but in terms of the health, look at it all. It's so good, isn't it? Look, fish fishing near the surface there. I'm just about to feed them actually, and you can tell that I am because look, they all know what's going on. Tap, tap, tap. Let's give them some food. So as always, I've got my aquarium flake. Now they're just tiny, so I've got a big pinch here, but I'm not going to use it all in this tank. I mean, that's already probably too much. There's only 6 or 7 of these tiny little resporers, you see, so we don't need a lot of flake for those, do we? But they're all trained. They all know to come to the top. Look at that. Oh no, we can't see. There we go. Yeah, I still stand by it, guys, 100%. Small fish are not negatively affected by being in a bowl. Honestly, I feel like people that say this haven't ever seen it, because I mean, you can tell when a fish is unhappy, and these fish are definitely not unhappy. They don't hang out there. I mean, I've said this before, so I don't need to go over it again. But still, the tank looks great, doesn't it? Look at it. Absolutely loving that. And I've also got a really nice surprise to tell you about in the sparkling gourami tank behind me. I've added a few new additions to the tank. Now, this wasn't planned or anything. It's just something I did quickly, so I didn't vlog it or anything. But I'm telling you now, so. Right, quick look at the tank then. Nothing's really changed. It still looks just as gorgeous as ever. It's just free rolling, is that a word? It's just on autopilot now. It just looks great all the time. Don't do anything to it at all. I mean, this is a recurring theme with some of my tanks. When I leave them for long enough, they do get into this state where it's just perfect. Remember guys, just a simple light at the top, cheap budget one, little internal filter, that's it. Now, what have I added to this tank? Well, you might notice at the top here swimming, look at this. So this is a killifish. I think it's a gardenia. Oh, no, it's not. There it is. Okay, so it's not looking the healthiest. So it was in one of my storage tanks and I never saw it. And to be honest, at one point I thought it was gone. And then I saw it one day. I was like, right, I'm taking it out there. I'm going to put it in here. It seems far more happy with all the guppies and with the sparkling gouramis. And as a result, it's getting a lot more food as well, because I feed this tank quite heavily. There's fish that need a decent amount of food. Like sparkling gouramis are small, but there's still a little sort of, I don't know, energetic little fish that darting about all day long, seems to be in constant hunt mode as well. So I feed this tank pretty much every day. I'm not sure why, I just get the feeling like I need to. Now that's not the only fish I've added in here, the killifish. I also added some other killifish that I found. Now I found some volcanoes. Are they called volcano? I can't remember. I got them a long time ago. And oh, there's one now. There's one now. See that one? Oh, come out in the open. It's really hard to focus otherwise. Oh, look who wants the limelight. Yeah, so I've got one back there. Ah, there's one. There's one across the other side of the tank as well. So two of them, they are tiny little things. I'm gonna try and get my hand there. There we go, there's a little bit of sort of size comparison there. Turn that up. Oh, it's gonna go and hide again. Oh no, there we go, yes. You're out in the open. So yeah, this is like the volcano sort of one. I keep saying that because that's what I can kind of remember. But I didn't even know I had these at all. So around about 10 months ago, I got some killifish for that racking system behind me. Now, the volcano kind were the ones that I never ever saw. So I was just like, well, I'm not keeping fish that I never see. It's just not something that I am into. I know some people love to do that. It's just not for me. Anyway, I took them back to the shop. Now, I didn't realise, I did have a male and female in the same tank, but they never sort of seemed to be together. But I guess I was wrong because I recently found those two in that tank and I just couldn't believe it. I saw something swimming around and I was like, I didn't put those in there, what's going on? Now, the tank that I'm talking about is this one here, so it's no surprise that I couldn't see them, is it? But the shocking thing is, I did not feed that tank for like, I don't know, 6 months, something like that. So I just can't believe they've grown and they're living. They must be eating sort of vegetation and that kind of thing and build up of, I don't know, algae, I guess. But I've never put any protein or anything like that into the tank, so I'm absolutely shocked. Maybe there was a small colony of shrimp or something that they've been feeding off of, or microorganisms. I've got no idea, but yeah, again, it's a tank I do not feed. Cannot believe they survived. But yeah, I'm so glad they did, because another fish I've bred now is I'm becoming the master breeder. No, that's a joke. This is all of my fish breed by accident. I never actually plan it, but it just goes that way. I'm glad it does go that way, because that for me is always a surprise. It's not like I'm sat there waiting for babies, because that would be painful to me with my real terrible amount of patience that I've got for anything.